So good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shashwat Pathak, and today we welcome our guest, Professor J. Ramkumar sir from IIT Kanpur, and sir will be speaking on the skill sets needed for innovation. And without wasting much time, I welcome sir to address the audience on this very special and very practical topic. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Saswat. Thank you to all the organizers. Thank you to all the participants. It's a Friday evening, 7 o'clock. So it's a time to have fun and party. Thank you very much. You have taken up out your valuable time and decided to attend my lecture. Thank you so much to all of you, and good evening to all of you. The topic which I have kept today is the skill set. See, what is happening today, everybody is talking about innovation, entrepreneurship, startup India, made in India, and make in India. So many things they are talking about. So all these things finally leads to something which is tangible in form of, in terms of a product. This product can be either physical or it can be virtual. It can be in terms of virtual, it can be a service providing also. Okay, so you can have a service providing also. So now, if you look at everything, it looks like, how do I develop a product and how will I sell it in the market? When we talk about innovation, you should all keep one thing in mind. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So when you are thinking about all this innovation, you should have one simple thing in your mind. The innovation means it is not new, it is novel. There is a difference between new and novel. New means it is first of its kind. Novel means a similar thing exists, but I have come out with some small variation wherein which I have done customization and I am trying to produce the output. So that is innovation. So in a crude sense, if I have to speak, invention means you are trying to produce something new. You don't have to have a customer at all. Maybe later there might be a customer. When you talk about innovation, you are supposed to have customers and your product can be a cut and paste across different streams or different knowledge. Now, if whatever is very common in mechanical will be very uncommon for a doctor. Whatever is very common for a doctor practice will be very uncommon for a chemical engineering practitioner. So if you see there, if you can take a knowledge from one place and bring it to the other and customize it such that it can be usable at that place, then it is innovation. For innovation, the most important thing is creativity. Creativity is a skill set which all engineer will have within himself. Many a times we might crack a joke which will be completely creative. We might try to approach a problem completely in a new fashion. And many a times we all do it during the time of examination. You would have studied something in the examination paper, there'll be something else. So you put your thoughts here and there, out of the blue, you get an idea and then you start solving it, you will get the answer, you will finish it and go. So creativity, everybody has it. The only thing what you are supposed to do is scratch that creativity, what is deep inside your thought, your mind, your heart, scratch it a little bit, try to bring outside. So creativity, when an engineer starts doing it, he is there with innovative products. So today, my focus is more on creativity in engineering or for engineers. Okay, so I have put that, and I am going to talk about it for the next 30 minutes. So when we talk about this innovation, so I talked about innovation. Innovation means a new measure, new indicator, research, index, cycle, creativity. You see, creativity is something very important when you talk about innovation. Okay, and you see, important thing is solution, and you see another important word is requirement, and you see another important word is research, and then you see development. These are all important words, which are key words, which are allied along with innovation. When we talk about innovation, it is nothing but technology plus creativity is equal to innovation. We are all technologists. When we do creativity in it, we become innovators. As simple as that. You have technology, you know ideas, you know programming, you know that, you know this. You can construct buildings, you can build wonderful circuits. You have a very good hang over software programming technology. And on top of it, do some small creativity. Creativity is small tweak such that the customer appreciates. Then you become innovator. So when you talk about innovation, innovation is nothing but idea. Innovation is nothing but process. Innovation is nothing but development, inspiration, growth, vision, and creativity. All these words are put together into innovation. Now let me tell you a small story. The story goes like everybody would have enjoyed the service of Swiggy. Swiggy is a platform where in which it does food delivery. If you look at this food delivery platform or this app or this company, there are 4 stakeholders in the entire company. The stakeholders are: 1 is the delivery boy, 2 is the hotel, 3 is the customer, and 4 is the Swiggy or Zomato, whomever you talk about. Only 4 stakeholders are there. And if you look at it, what is their wonderful business model is, what is the basic need of this delivery boy? The delivery boy basic need is he has to get a fixed salary. He has to get as much incentive as possible. He has to travel as minimum as possible so that his health, everything is protected. That's what is requirement. Travel as minimum, get as maximum tips as possible, and try to have a livelihood with a constant salary. When we talk about the hotel wala is, his objective is going to be the last bit, whatever he produces, if he is able to sell, that is what a hotel wala wants. So he is very happy with that. What does a customer want? If I could get the right quantity, right time, right quality food, so in a discounted price, then that's what is the customer wants, right? And the last one is the Swiggy or the Zomato fellow. That fellow says, I should make sure that I am transparent and still I make my innings out of it. So what does he do? He develops an app, and in that app, what he does is he asks the customer to vote for the vendor, the customer vote for the hotel, and by customer does all the job. So when he does this, he will just run a platform, and in that platform he evaluates the hotel, he evaluates this, and he also puts the rating to the public, so that what happens, they know this app is very transparent and they do the best. So here, what is the creativity? The creativity is, without doing any major job, trying to make a major profit is the ultimate. So Zomato developed a software and they do data analytics. It's not they get it free. They do data analytics. And by doing this data analysis, they try to tell everybody what is the best and they try to make out of it. This is innovation. This is innovation. So a customer rating a hotel is not new. A customer rating a delivery boy is not new. But integrating everything together and customizing for one application is wonderful. So this is an innovative model. So let's understand what is creativity first. What is creativity first? When I say in creativity, let me put an example and then say, when I say a chair, we are going to discuss about creativity. When I come and say in front of you a chair, what comes to your mind? Immediately what comes to your mind is a chair. It has legs, it has a backrest, Some people draw an armrest, but many people do without an armrest. And then you have a sitting place, right? So this is what a chair is for you. Now, what is the creativity you can do for it? Does it mean that all the time there has to be 4 legs for the chair? Can't you have a chair with a single leg? A chair with a single leg, which is more comfortable, which has cushion integrated, and it gives you better comfort for sitting and discussing for a long hour. This is also a chair. Creativity. And it is given green in color so that it gives you a soothing effect or a feeling that you are also part of green community. That means to say sustainability. Look at it. This is also a chair which is integrated with a bookshelf. So you have all the books lined around and your chair is in between. It has 4 legs. And now what you do is, as and when you read the book, you just place it in the location. It is wonderful. If you are a voracious reader, you would love to have a chair come bookshelf integrated together as one entity and you can use it. So this is a chair. Now you look at it, we started from here. Look at the creativity. Look at this creativity. Let me show you the other creativity. Here there is no leg at all. There is no leg at all. It's a single piece right from the top to the bottom. It's a single piece. So we don't call it as a leg. This is also a chair, a creativity. Look at the creativity, right? This is also a chair, a single chair, where in which the concept of banana is brought into the chair. So it looks like as though a banana is peeled and you have a center of banana and then you have yellow which is peeled and then you have this. This is also a chair. Again, creativity. This is also a chair, where in which this idea is extracted from the threads or flow of rods or flow of thin strips. How does it form? Integrated and you make a chair. Wonderful chair. Again, a chair. You think of it as though your honey is poured down. You keep pouring the honey on top of a bread. You see that it takes the form like this and then it is there. It's a chair. Single piece chair. There's no legs to it. And the biggest advantage of it is it can be made in one shot. It can be made in one shot. That means to say there is no other additional material which is required for your chair. So it's very wonderful. This is also a chair. Till now, we were always talking about chairs which were along the gravity. When I said a chair, you all said the chair has to be on the floor. Why should a chair be on the floor? Can't it hang? This is also a chair. A family can sit in, a person can sit in. This is a single person, a family. This is against the gravity, no leg, completely different concept. This is also a chair. You might give a name, but what is the functionality of it? Is to sit, comfortably sit and enjoy. Chair. This is also a chair. This is also a chair, which is taken from the petals of orange, which is arranged very nicely. This is also a chair. This is also a chair. You look at it, how threads are used, or normal threads are used, and then you make a chair. And then what you do is you will try to have a lighting, or the chair color is chosen in such a way, it gives you an illumination from the sitting postures. This is also a chair. So now I showed you a spectrum of chairs. Can you see it? A chair, a chair, a chair, a chair, a chair, chair, and a chair. You could see how different kinds of chairs have been presented in front of you. These different kinds of chairs are nothing but creativity. Is nothing but creativity. Thinking out of the box is creativity. Thinking out of the box and developing a product which has a customer is creativity integrated innovation. This is the skill set which is required for everybody, is creativity. Creativity means thinking out of the box and trying to develop a solution which can be sold is called as creativity. So creativity enables us to generate and extend ideas. Whatever was there, you are able to generate new ideas and you are able to extend ideas. It is to generate hypotheses. Hypothesis means, okay, today is just a wide example. Today is Friday. So whatever match India plays, India will win. Or today is 22nd, 2 plus 2 is 4. India is playing on a date which sums up to a total of 4. India will win. This is hypothesis. What is that? How do you say India will win? Or you say that, okay, I will win. Or I will be the hero. What is it? So that is hypothesis. Now, the hypothesis has to be backed with facts. Then it has to be backed with analysis. Then you lead to solutions. When you have this creativity, creativity enables the suggested hypothesis. It enables us to apply imagination. It enables us to find out alternative solution. If something is done like this, why is it done like this? Can I do it in that other manner? So that is alternative solution. If I have to go from Delhi to Kanpur to Delhi, if I have to go, there are multiple ways of going. I can fly, I can go by train, I can go by bus, I can go by car, I can go by bike, I can go by cycle, I can crawl. So you see, all these things are alternative solutions. But ultimately, you will start from Kanpur, reach Delhi. But amongst this 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, there are 1 or 2 feasible solutions. So you have to pick those feasible solutions and then look for it. And these feasible solutions further leads to optimum solution. We have to look for it. So creativity enables us to generate and extend ideas, to suggest hypotheses, to apply imagination, and to find alternative solutions. This is creativity. So this is all different things to generate and extend idea. The idea here is to give a comfortable aid for sitting. That's nothing but a chair. All these things are chair, right? So this is to generate and extend ideas. So hypothesis. We do not need a tumbler to drink. This is the hypothesis. People, you see a girl drinking from lota, people drinking using hand, people drinking using pipe, from hose pipe, from tap water, from hand pump, and from kitchen sink water tap. So all these things are different ways of drinking water from the source without using tumbler. So the hypothesis is to suggest an hypothesis that we don't need a tumbler at all. But now you will have to validate this by looking into whatever claims you made. The next one is how to apply imagination. You know this iPad was becoming smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, but having huge hard disk space. And then the other way around is you had earphones which are coming, which are wired. And slowly these, when the mobile phones, they became, the earphones became without wire. Now, can you steal the idea of removing the wire, taking the eardrops, and then exactly keeping it and attaching it with your iPad? Of course, today iPad is gone because the smartphones have become very efficient. So now to apply imagination and then to do a cut and paste. So how to apply imagination? Miniaturizing hard disk and headphones are part of this, the other thing of how to apply imagination. This is another way of how to apply imagination. Initial days, the bicycle had one large wheel and one small wheel. This large wheel is always used because by one revolution, you will travel a long distance as compared to that of a small wheel. And why was it a small wheel there? Because the small wheel gives you a radius of curvature. This was the first bicycle which came into the market. So people used to sit on top of this large wheel and then they used to drive this bicycle. But the only problem was balancing was a problem. So they then slowly what they did is for balancing it, they tried to make a handlebar. Then they saw it is as though you have to have a big slope for making the handlebar. So then they slowly started reducing the cycle. And today what is happening is you will have two wheels which are almost of the same diameter and a bicycle has come. This is how you apply imagination and you keep extending. This is also a bicycle wherein which a car tire is integrated with a bicycle tire, a long arm, and this is also a bicycle. Who said it was not a bicycle? This is also a bicycle, imagination. This is also a bicycle where people sit and you pedal. So then what happens? They go round and round. This portion is static. They have two large wheels and they can go. This is also a bicycle. The bicycle is not front and back, but is on the side, like your wheels here. This is also a bicycle where in which the tire, whatever he rotates, this in turn is attached to a smaller wheel. So what happens is he is sitting at a height and then he's driving. For example, when you try to drive a bicycle, if a truck driver goes by, he will be able to peep you down. Now, if you try to drive your bicycle also at the same height, then there might be a possibility that the accidents might not happen. So here a tire is driving another tire and then you start doing it. This is a complete imagination. This is an imagination. The man goes round and round and round inside a wheel and then he drives his bicycle. So this is also an imagination for bicycle. So these are some of the bicycles which have been out of imagination, has been developed and people have been using it. So these are all how do you apply your imagination and which leads to creativity. Okay, so now you can also look at alternative solution. This is an alternative solution, a fan without a blade. So you have a pressurized fan which comes, the air comes from the bottom and it is pushed through the holes there, and that in turn will push the air inside. So here, this is a fan without any blade, a bladeless fan, an alternative solution. This is an alternative solution where in which the laser keyboard is projected on the table, and here it is projected. It is not touched. It's not physical. It's projected. You keep your hand and move your hand up and down. It registers that character, and then you can start using it as a keyboard. People have made Casio boards out of it. So they project it on the floor, and the moment you dance left, right, you will get the sound which is there. So this is an alternative solution which people have done. So now let us understand what is creativity. Creativity is the application of knowledge and skill in new ways to achieve a valued goal. That's creativity. So what are all the characteristics which is required for a person to be creative or creativity? The characteristics which are important are, first is the ability for you to identify a new problem rather than depending on the others to define the problem. See, many a times when you are doing something, you should, some work or something, you should always ask, why am I doing like this? Who asked you to tell, who asked me to do like this? So the moment I ask that question, then you will try to figure out, oh, this is what is a past practice. So can I challenge the past practice? The moment you start challenging the past practice, you will try to see there will be a new problem which gets germinated. As far as academia is concerned, we never allow you to define a problem. We always try to ask you a solution to the problem. But now the biggest challenge what a creative engineer or a creativity person should have is how to identify a new problem. There are humpty number of problems. How do you identify a new problem? That's a very important characteristic which is required for a creative person. How do you transfer the knowledge which is gained in one context to the other? For example, I know it is going to work like this. See, what I did was I was trying to develop a jar, a dental jar for some surgical applications. So what I know is I know similar links are used in the calipers, which is used for legs. So I took that idea, integrated with the jaw fixture, and I developed a new jaw fixture. So this is trying to have the ability of transferring knowledge gained in one context to solve the problem of the other. The third one is going to be a belief in learning as an incremental process. So you should always understand, if you have to be creative, you should always have a habit of learning, and this learning, whatever happens incrementally. And when you do this incrementally, and if you do several attempts, you will try to succeed one day. Okay, and like succeed one day is not one day, you will succeed. That's what I'm trying to say. And the last one is capacity to focus attention in the pursuit of goal or a set goal. So you should always do like tapas. Okay, here is a problem. Let me understand this problem more and more and more and more and more. So when you start doing it, your goal is clearly set, and you will always focus on the goal, and you will try to solve the problem. So when you look at the creativity, these are the 4 characteristics which are very much required, which everybody has. It's only that it is there inside. You have to dust it, you have to polish it, bring it outside. So you are an innovator. So the ability to identify new problems rather than depending on the others, the ability to transfer knowledge gained from one context to the other, the belief in learning as an incremental process, the capacity to focus attention in the pursuit of goal. All these things are characteristics which are required very much for a creative person or for creativity. So creativity, again, it is an integration of innovation, thinking out of the box, mind, idea, vision, imagination, and inspiration. What is engineering? We all claim ourselves as engineers. We should first understand what is engineering. Engineering itself is nothing but problem solving. You think, you look for a problem, you try to solve the problem, and then you try to sustain the problem and sustain the solution for the problem. This is called as the engineer, or engineering is. Engineer means to solve problems in a sustainable fashion. So this is what a mechanical engineer does, and this is what is the creativity of a mechanical engineer, where in which he talks about VR, augmented reality, virtual reality, non-contact measurement, reverse engineering. All these things are done, and today mechanical engineers have gone to this level of creativity. This is an electrical engineer who does all these jobs, which initially started with a single wire bulb and motor. Today, you see they integrated with PLC, with that, with this, with so many sensors. This is how the creativity of an electrical engineer is. This is what is the creativity of a civil engineer is. This is what is the creativity today, what computer science engineers have done, big data and other things. This is what is electronics engineer, who has made the things smaller, who had made the quality of the product reliable, repeatable, and performance excellent. What makes a great engineer? It's the natural curiosity. It's the natural curiosity. I see a lot of people raising hands. I will take all the questions at the end of my session. I'll take at the end of the session. Fine. So natural curiosity is very, very important for an engineer. Why is this happening? How is this happening? Why should it not happen like this? This is natural curiosity. Every human, when he or she is born, they will have curiosity. But over a period of time, we try to tame this character, and our curiosity slowly is lost. But an engineer should have a natural curiosity. Next is, engineer always has logical thinking and reasoning. It's why do we have this? Because over a period of time, all our courses go around this logical thinking and reasoning. If this is there, that is there. We try to talk in terms of flowchart. Yes, no. So that's why we have a logical thinking and reasoning. An engineer should have natural curiosity, should have logical thinking and reasoning, should have very good communication skills. So the communication skills here, what I mean is, it's not talking. It's how do you talk with a matter in it. When you talk a matter in it, English need not be there. How do you communicate yourself to the others? Many a times you communicate to the others by your face, by your shirt, by your pant, by your action, by a simple drawing, right? Communication skills are very, very important, which an engineer should have. Attention or to details. Engineer should never have an approach of looking at things superficially. If you start looking at something, look into it so precisely, look at maximum detailing. Maximum detailing. So attention towards detail is very important. Next, engineer should have creativity and innovation. An engineer should always be like a fish jumping out of the tank and then jumping into the other tank. If he would have said, I am happy with whatever I am, so he will be one among the several fishes there. Now he jumps into the other pot and wherein which he has a maximum space for him to do. Engineer should have a creativity and innovative skills. Engineer should be a team player. See, many a times in our school days and in our childhood days, what we used to do is we used to play the seven stones. In seven stones, what used to happen is one person will throw the stone and the stones will be shattered. And then you will have to rearrange the stone, arrange it. And when you're trying to arrange it, they will keep throwing the ball on you. If the ball is hit, then the entire team is out. So in the seven stones, what happens is you will see very nicely that there is nobody called as a team leader, nobody called as a team follower. Depending upon the situation, they become the leader and they become the follower. When they are very close to the stone, they become a leader, and they are very far off, they become a player. So now what are we talking about is team player. Team player. The engineer should have a skill or capability to work as a team. You should have a skill to work as a team. It is not a leader, it is not a follower, but it is a mixture of both. But they gear up to the occasion and then they do whatever it is. People in engineering are scared about mathematics, but we should not be scared about mathematics. We should not be scared about mathematics. Mathematics is a skill. And this skill is very much required, because if you want to convert your real life situation into a solvable problem, so your math comes up in a very, very big way. Your math comes up in a very big way. Today we talk about data analysis, we talk about data, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, neural networks. All these things are nothing but mathematics. They are the data is represented into a model, or they stuffed into a model, and then you get the output. Math skills is very much required for an engineer. The problem solving skills are very much required. It's not that you identify a problem. You should also look forward for solving the problem. Look at this in the last 10 years, the way India has transformed. Earlier we used to go stand in banks, long queue used to be there, and wherein which we used to stand in bank and we used to go around requesting, please give us our money, here is a check. But I have not been to bank in the last maybe 5 years. I have never been to the bank. I draw money through ATM, I transfer money online, everything is done. So now there is a problem of bank, people handling in bank, theft happening. So all these things are nowadays removed, and the banks used to operate only at a standard time, and anything apart from that, you want to take money, it was not possible. Now all these transformations have happened, and this has come up in a very big way. So this is all, somebody thought about it, somebody was looking about digitization. They did this digitization, and finally what they got is this problem solving skills. Okay, problem solving skills are very important. Next is technical knowledge. Technical knowledge is the knowledge how to solve a problem, and what is all this. This is the other thing which is very important, which is a character which an engineer should have. An engineer should always have a habit of constant learning. What happened in the last 100 years, and what happened in the last 10 years, it was a major shift. It was a major shift. So what happened in the last 100 years was slow growth, but what happened in the last 10 years is a rapid growth, rapid exponential growth. So an engineer should always be a constant learner. So these are some of the important skills which we discussed an engineer should have. What makes an engineer great is natural curiosity, logical thinking and reasoning, communication skills, attention to details, creativity and innovation, team player, mathematics skills, and problem solving skills, technical knowledge, and constant learner. All these things are very important, which makes an engineer great. So let us look at some of the creativity engineer has made. These are robots today which can dance, which can run at 100 kilometers per hour, which can do somersault, and which can carry loads. Now Amazon and Google are looking forward for driving, for getting into driverless vehicle. So in this driverless vehicle, this is talking about even the delivery. So you will have a robo which comes down and then picks the parcel from the van, cargo, and then it tries to step into your house, delivers it, and then goes away. So this is what it is. So initially we were talking about biped robots. Today these robots have multiple links. They can do much better jobs. Their stability is very high. So this is also a robo which can run like a horse. So it has a lot of applications today. This is a creativity a civil engineer has made. We have built underground. We have built underground tracks underground, in the sense under the sea, wherein which it connects two European countries. The trains travel at somewhere 300 kilometers per hour, and it is completely underwater. Marvelous creativity a civil engineer has done. This is another creativity wherein which tall buildings are being made. So these tall buildings having so much of load, reinforcement with so much of steel, all these things are creativity of an engineer. So this is a creativity of an engineer. When he looked at all these characteristics, what I said, this is a creativity for an engineer. Taj Mahal, you try to stand here and draw a mirror symmetry, you will see, you draw a midline there, you will find a symmetry on both these portions. Wonderfully done. Think of those days where there was no paper, there was no digital, there was no measuring devices, there was no laser, but still they wonderfully planned it and constructed it, whatever it is. So this is a creativity of engineers where they did not have any much of educationary skills. This is also a creativity in engineering. So you see here the staircases. This is in Rajasthan. You have all these staircases which are all mirror image. So you can see it is also wonderfully done. Today, the creativity challenges and scope for engineers are going to be health, food, pollution, and water. These are lot of things have to be done, and lot more can be done. Here we are looking at creativity solutions. For example, when you try to have tikki at the roadside shop, or aloo bonda, or omelette, when you try to have, they try to use an oil. This oil, it is recycled, reused multiple times. So every time what it does is when you use it, it gets saturated. The moment it gets saturated, it is harmful for body. So can you develop a sensor for it to just check whether the oil used is good or bad? Can you think of a nose like this, wherein which I try to capture all these pollutions, whatever comes, like a nose, and then acquire everything and release only whatever is good into the market? Can I try to generate more and more water? Because 97% of the water is non-drinkable, and 2% approximately is under glacier. 1% of water only, what is in the world is there, which is drinkable. Okay, so can we generate more and more water? Can we reduce the usage of water? Can we recycle the usage of water? This is where a technology is a challenge there. Creativity in engineering leads to entrepreneurship, business, whatever it is, innovation. And this leads to Startup India. This is what Government of India is pushing, and your college is also pushing. This platform where we are staying and we are getting connected is also pushing towards Startup India and entrepreneurship policies. Be a job provider rather than a job seeker. Okay? This is a golden version which is used for the startup. You should not look for jobs. You should try to provide jobs for those people who are needing jobs. So creativity leads to innovation. So this is what I started with, and this is what I'm concluding. Creativity leads to innovation, and innovation in turn viable in the market, possible with technology, desirable to user, that leads to innovation. Idea viable in market, possible with technology, desirable to use, and innovation comes out. So this is an innovative solution. Can you have a spoon which is attached to it is an innovative solution. Can you have a clip which is attached to your board where in which you can store it? Can you have an LED, can you have a LED light where a small hole is there which can help you in pulling out and pulling in? This is an innovative solution. Can you have a filter wherein which the albumin and yolk are separated? An innovative solution. Can you have a cup at the bottom of the cup? You have a biscuit stacker. This is an innovative solution. So these are all innovative products. Be creative. Thank you very much. Now I am open for questions. So if there are questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you so much, sir. Audience, you can raise your hands. We will unmute you.
Okay, there is a question answer. They have asked, what is design thinking? Design thinking is a tool where there are 5 steps. The first step talks about empathy study. So that's what I said. You should find out your customer. If you try to develop a product, you should find out who your customers are. So empathy study is done and you try to figure out your customers. Then the next step, you define the problem, which I also said, identifying the problem is very important. And the third step is going to be developing a lot of ideations. The fourth step is going to be making prototypes, and fifth step is testing. So when you follow a design thinking approach and several iterations, you are sure to come up with an innovative product. That's design thinking. So another question, sir, you are audible but not visible. Okay, that's okay. I was not visible because of bandwidth problem. I did not switch on my camera. Thank you, Mohammed. Any other questions, please? Is mathematics compulsory to become a software engineer? See, you should understand logical thinking primarily goes around mathematics. So it's not that second order differential equation will be used, but at least when you want to make a flow chart and convert the flow chart into some problematic this thing so that you can start solving problems. So then it is very much useful. So software engineer, it is better you start using mathematics. And it is not a compulsion, but if you start using mathematics, then what happens? Many of your problems can be solved very easily by using mathematics. Is mathematics compulsory to become? Okay. Can creativity be nurtured and trained? Yes, yes. Or it is innate. No. It can be nurtured, sir. See, a leader is never born. A leader is formed or created. It is how you try to get yourself transformed matters. So creativity can be nurtured. If you are able to identify a problem, then you will definitely work for getting a solution for it. So I get questions only from Nityanand. So anybody else? Okay. Dr. Vineet, what kind of opportunity available for being creative for people belonging to discipline other than engineering? Sky is the limit, sir. Sky is the limit. Let me give you an example. One of my friend in my hometown, what he did was, everybody used to curse saying that, okay, these municipal people don't come and clean the streets. A lot of water gets clogged there, and then it leads to dengue. All these people are useless. My friend, what he did was, my school friend, what he did was he picked up 3 streets, and in the 3 streets there were 100 families or house there. So what he did was, he said, every day morning, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, I will clean the road. I will remove all the garbage. I will try to make spick and span of your road. For which he did it 10 days with all the broom, whatever it is, he did the best. And then after 10 days, he went to every house and he said, okay, now I'm going to charge you 50 rupees a month. So will you be happy to give me 50 rupees so that I continue this job? First, he gave the flavor of cleaning to all the people. Then he started telling them, okay, so you give me 50 rupees a month. So 100 houses, 50 rupees, 5,000 rupees he made, and he worked for 2 hours. Then slowly, what has happened is he was able to connect with all the families. He slowly changed from connecting with them to then slowly he started saying, let me start cleaning your cars. Let me start cleaning your TVS 50. Let me start cleaning your 2-wheelers. Then from there, slowly he started moving. Let me start giving you medication. Let me start giving you some grocery items. Slowly, he moved from 50 rupees per month in a house. He has moved today for an annual turnover of 1 crore. He has taken not 1 village, he has taken 6 villages. It is creativity. He found out an opportunity, and people are happy if their house is clean and the outside of the house is clean. He made it. And here he is not an engineer. It is creativity in thought. So creativity does not depend only on engineers, but I was trying to focus. I thought many of you are engineers. I thought focusing it. What is important of the knowledge of economics or innovation? See, finally, whatever you develop, I said you have to have a customer to pay money. If you don't have a customer to pay money, so then no point in calling yourself as an innovator. So when you start doing innovation, you should always keep cost as one of the important factors. Creativity is part of innovation. Yes, creativity is part of innovation. Prachi, sir, how to ensure our creativity idea is good? So if you develop it and then you show it to your customers, and the moment you show to customers, if they accept it, yes, it's a good idea. So scope for social innovation. There are a lot of social innovations which are going around. Say, for example, trying to develop a device wherein which it can try to meter the water which comes, trying to develop a this thing how to check the water quality, trying to identify, trying to develop a device wherein which or a technology or a package where for 100 rupees which you can give it for one particular thing. For example, people try to develop COVID kits. So that is a social innovation. Creativity in solid waste management. Yeah, creativity in solid waste management, there are many, sir. There are many. So, for example, people can reuse batteries, recycle plastics. All these things are solid waste, which you can try to do it. Pushing engineer for startup is like forcing engineers to go for MBA. No. Right? Sneha, please don't think like that way. We are not pushing engineers to go to startup. I thought my audience are engineers, and I addressed them as motivator, as engineers to go. It is not pushing anybody to go for startup. Startup is not everybody's cup of tea. I also understand. If I force you to learn Tamil, will you learn it? You will say, no, hell with you. So it is nobody is forcing. We are giving you an exposure. Please look from that perspective rather than looking at like forcing. Okay. So it's like that. Any other questions? Tanya Singh. If I have the knowledge of computer language, web developing before my 12th standard, so what I do after 12th becomes a great software engineer? No. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Today you might be a software engineer. Fine. Tomorrow you might not be even a software engineer. You might start doing management. So you don't know today. So don't keep rating yourself that you are the best and this and that. Today you are good. Try to nurture that skill, and over a period of time, if you can motivate it and push yourself, it is nothing better than that. If you start loving engineering, you will excel. If you think engineering is by a force given to you, you will never excel. So if you are good today in computer language, very good. Keep thinking, keep looking for problems which you can solve and start working in that direction. Okay. So what is the right time to share your idea with the world? Wait, there are 7 questions. So I'll take all those questions. Prachi sir, how to ensure a creative idea is good? How can logical and imaginative power, how can logically and imagination power is improved? Is there any book? No. Please, Dr. Gopal, please don't go by bookish knowledge. Nothing is available in book. See, every day book, you study the book, you will try to get 100 marks, but we will never be able to do it, right? So you start practicing it. And first it will be difficult, and then if you try to take it into yourself, it's like getting selected for army or soldier, whatever it is. So first few days you have to undergo a drill which will be very painful and tiresome, and over a period of time that becomes a practice. And if you see now, people who leave the services, they will have a very strict discipline. Following discipline is very easy. So logical and imagination power comes like that. Sir, how can measure theoretical expense of the whole project setup without knowing that how it will be occurred? Yeah, it's true. It's just like Shreyans, it is like solving a problem without having a feel for the problem. Costing is difficult. Attendance and feedback. Yes. What is the right time to share your idea with the world? See, please don't be so possessive about your idea. The moment you have a good idea, you keep talking to people. People will give you more insight. You might develop it. So don't be so possessive about your idea. Yes, you have to hold it for some time till it gets to a matured stage. Sir, hello, sir. Good evening. How can we make hypothesis? Making hypothesis is understanding the situation, and you start making hypothesis. For example, will this happen? I'm sure that will happen. So something like that. Hypothesis is you, as and when you start working on the problem, you get that maturity and you start building up. Kindly send the feedback link again. Okay, forms are done. So yes. So okay. So Dr. Vineet, this will be the last question I'm taking. Educational institutions are doing great job in new product development, but majority of them are not. Yes, because all those products which you thought it is great is not. It is not great for a customer. So I think, see, my son is always great for me, but does not mean my son is great all the time. So the product is like your son. So we always feel that, yes, it's a wonderful product, but you should understand, does the market need that product? How can this journey be made easy? First, identify the problem, what a customer wants, and then you start developing a product for that customer need. Okay, so Shashwat, so I think I'm done. I've taken enough questions. So
Thank you
if
so
there
much.
are more questions, you can contact the coordinator. He will try to send me.
Definitely.
Thank you very much once again. It's a Friday evening, giving your time for me. Thank you so much. So
Thank you
kind
so
of you all. Thank you to organizers to connecting me with wonderful, brilliant audience, vibrant, who are very patiently listening to me. Thank you to all of you and wish you all good luck. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir. Take care. Thank you, all the participants. Tomorrow we are meeting with another guest speaker, Dr. Ashish Kumar Singh, sir. Thank you so much. And also, please fill the attendance.